Today's topic is about the alphabet soup, credentialing and degrees and how do I write my name? What comes first? I have all these letters, all these certifications, all of these degrees. Well, some of us have a lot of degrees because some of us didn't know what they wanted to be when they grew up, so they went back to school a couple times. Not that I have any idea what that's about. What is the proper sequence when writing down your name and all those letters after them? So, first things first, figure out what you got. Do you have an RN? Do you have a bachelor's in nursing? Do you have a bachelor's in another field? The first thing is that the BSN actually is a misnomer. You have a bachelor's in science, so it's just a BS. The BSN kind of became a popular thing, and everybody uses it now. So, but when you look at your degree, it says Bachelor's of Science, but ironically, when you look at my master's degree, it says Master's of Science in Nursing. So, just a heads up for you. But everyone likes to use the BSN, which is technically not wrong, but it's technically not a real collegiate degree. So, alright, but I digress. When you're writing out when you're writing out the letters after your name, the first thing that is there is your highest earned degree, collegiate degree, meaning that if you don't have your bachelor's in science, if you don't have a bachelor's in anything, then you don't list it first. So, if you have a bachelor's, then that's what is listed first. So for me, I have a bachelor's, but I also have a master's. I technically have 3 degrees. Not a lot to show for it, though. I have a bachelor's in science, in kinesiology. Actually, it's called exercise and sports science. I have a bachelor's in science, School of Nursing, and I have a master's in the science of nursing. So you want to put down your highest degree earned. So for me, my first letters are going to be MSN. I'm writing them down for you. Comma. If you choose, you can actually list your other degrees, but it's kind of a repeat. It's kind of a beating in the dead horse, because most people know that when you have a master's, you have to have gotten or earned your bachelor's. If you have multiple bachelor's degrees, now that would be appropriate and acceptable to put your bachelor's in arts, which is your BA, and then you could put your bachelor's in science, which is your BS, and then you could put your bachelor's in science and nursing if you choose to put BSN. Like me, I have a BS and I have a BSN, but I simply used to put just BSN. Now, highest degree earned is your MSN. If you have a PhD, then that's it. If you have a DNP, then that's it. All depends on where you are on the spectrum of collegiate degrees earned. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, the next thing is your licensure, your state licensure. For me, nursing. But my highest state licensure is my nurse practitioner license, which would be my CRNP. In my state, it's CRNP. In other states, it's ARNP. There's another one that I don't know of, but APRN. So there's different terminology for different states, just like there's an LVN and an LPN. So take what you want, but for those of us who are watching this video, the majority of my fans, the majority of people who watch this, it's going to be your RN. And for those of you who have your nurse practitioner, or maybe we're talking about other advanced practice degrees like midwife or something like that, then you would put that, or CRNA. For me, I'm actually going to skip the CRNP, because the CRNP is actually going to be the same thing as my next set of letters, which is your state designated or state requirements, which is my acute care nurse practitioner. So your state license, your state designation, they kind of lump together. Some states differentiate, so they like really long letters, but most states clump that together. For me, it's the CRNP and the ACNP all kind of lumped in together as one. I'm going to skip that because the next one is your national certification, which is what I have, which is my ACNP-BC. I'm going to write that down. And this is all of your national certifications, like my ACNP, or it could be your CCRN, or your CEN, or your, I can't remember the Med-Surg certification, but there's a Med-Surg certification. So that list is fairly endless, but you get the idea is that you're looking for your national certifications. National certifications is the key there. So for me, mine's my ACNP-BC. I also have my CCRN. Now, the question is, which do you list first? You want to list what is the most relevant first in your practice, or technically the highest, what is the most recent as well. And for me, mine's my ACNP, but I'm going to list my CCRN as well. Alright, now you can start putting in your awards, your honors, and other types of certifications if you want. If you so choose, you can put in all of the other stuff. Like for me, I used to be an athletic trainer, a certified athletic trainer, so I had to put my ATC on there. Or if you want, you can list that you're an EMT, or you're a PHRN, in my state's a pre-hospital RN. You can also put all of your other job-specific certifications. You could put your PALS certification, your ACLS certification, your trauma certification, my ATLS certification. If you truly want, you can put all of those things after your name. But do you really want to put all those things after your name? That's a very long list for some of us. So many of us, like myself, don't include that. You don't need that when it comes to signing your name. So whether you're using, maybe you're using it for a business card or something of that nature, then sure, by all means, let her rip. Could be two lines long if you want it to be. But for me, when I'm signing something in my state, for instance, when I sign an order or when I sign a prescription, it's CRNP. So technically, I could put my MSN, then comma CRNP, then comma ACNP-BC, then comma CCRN, and then the list can keep on going. This is where you need to be brief. Brevity is good. You can talk about all the other certifications that are relevant, but do you really need to put them on 3 lines when you're discussing or signing a piece of paper? Most people are okay with the BSN-RN or the MSN-CRNP. And then in some cases, if you're at work, good grief, just put RN. Because who wants to write all those letters down? Pretty self-explanatory. Kind of, want to make sure that you're not putting RN, BSN, it's BSN, RN. And the reason for that is that your collegiate highest degrees earned is something that's permanent, something that doesn't go away because you move to a different state. It's something that if your state licensure were to lapse for some reason, or if you get arrested or something and your license gets suspended, that RN or whatever it may be could go kapooey and bye-bye until you do the legwork to get it back. But your bachelor's, master's, doctorate, those never go away. You paid for it with, you could either paid with your own money or the government's money, depending on how much you borrowed. But regardless, The first thing that goes after your name is your academic degree, the highest academic degree, and then national certifications, and then everything else. Any questions, by all means, you know how to find me. Like it, share it, tell somebody about it. Come on, you know the shtick. Tell somebody you liked it. Tell somebody you didn't like it. Just tell somebody. And as always, check your own pulse first.